everyone, it's Tori, and if you're on Poshmark, you may have seen the blog announcement today that there is another new feature. I love when Posh pushes these new features because it gives me something to do on my lunch break. So yes, in fact, I am currently at my day job. Well, I'm in my office, but I am working my day job. But this feature came out and I had to jump right in and test it out with you right here on this channel. So if you're brand new here, hello, I am an online reseller together with my husband, partner, and best friend. We are his name is Bill. But we are primary sellers on Poshmark. I also have an Etsy store, handcrafted goods, but I do a lot of videos on this channel around Poshmark, their features, how to be better at using Poshmark. And so these are, like I said, my favorite videos to make because it's a new feature. So we're gonna go through this together and let's dive right in. First of all, I did want to show you the email that came out. So look for your email. You can also go to the blog, blog.poshmark.com. And the feature we're going to be talking about is bulk upload. Now, bulk upload, in theory, sounds really exciting. So I have not even gone through this process yet. So I want to do this with you. Like I said, it's always more fun this way as we figure it out together. I did not attend Posh Fest this year. So I didn't see this feature get announced. I know that I heard some talk about it, but essentially it's saying that it is one of the trio of features and suite of tools that are going to be available exclusively for Posh Ambassadors. So if you're on the fence on whether you should become a Posh Ambassador or not, this is one of those reasons why maybe you should. Also, you get pushed in the algorithm, so we're told. I don't know. But it's also it feels good to have that check mark. Yes, I'm a Posh Ambassador. But bulk upload makes listing, creation, organization, and inventory management more efficient than ever before. As small business owners, you know what we like? Efficiency. We don't want to waste time because our time is money. One thing that I will say that when I read this the first time, it is only available on a desktop computer or a PC right now. Your laptop is fine, not a desktop. But you can't use it on your phone. So those of you that are using your phone primarily for Poshmark, this is where this probably will not be beneficial to you at all. But I think one of the reasons for that is the way that it works is that you're going to be using a comma-separated values form, a CSV form, and these need to have specific software to be able to work. So I'm assuming that's it. Maybe they'll change that going forward, but I work for a tech company and we also have a bulk feature and it looks very similar to the description of this. So yeah, if it works anything like the bulk feature we have, I think it's going to be pretty simple to use. So instead of going through the email, let's actually go right to Poshmark and try it out. All right, so it says to start on Sell on Poshmark. So we click Sell on Poshmark. Now, this is a place that you're familiar with because this is where your drafts are located. It's also where you create a listing if you use your computer. I do everything on my computer just because I'm constantly here. And the new feature is up here at the top right-hand side. They make it easy. It's right there. I'm going to click Try Bulk Upload. This is awesome. They actually have the steps built into it. So when you click it, you don't have to read that whole blog prior to coming here. You'll be able to follow along with this. So let's see. What is it? It allows you to create or edit. Ooh, edit. Okay, I'm listening. Multiple listings at once. It will mimic our current listing creation process, but we'll use spreadsheets. You know I love the spreadsheets. You know it. They had me with spreadsheets instead of the listing details page. So review the following steps before you use the feature. Okay, so we're going to click next here. Download the template. Easy. So for CSV files, it's awesome. They're going to provide us a template to use, and that's important. With the feature that I have at my work, you can use the template, which we absolutely recommend to customers, but people also create their own. So it's not surprising that they would have a template. That's going to help make it easy for everyone to use, regardless of your comfort level with spreadsheets. You know, Bill hates spreadsheets. He hates them. He hates going into the inventory sheet. If he didn't have to touch a spreadsheet, he would be happy. But I think this might be something, well, as we get into it, we'll see if it's something that he would be interested in. Okay, so you're going to start by downloading the right template. It looks like there are 2 templates that you'll choose from. And then review the instructions on the legend tab of the template. Oh, is that what this is? This is the legend tab? Or when we get in there, there's probably a legend tab. Fill out the template fields. Ensure everything in red is properly filled out and save your completed file. Okay, you have the option to export your catalog from another platform and import your listing details to the Poshmark template. This can help save time as you prepare your file for upload. I'm not quite sure what that means. To export your catalog from another platform. Maybe this is talking about from maybe like eBay or maybe Shopify. I don't know. I'll have to learn more about this. They're not giving us a lot of information here. So select the template type that you're using, upload your completed file and any relevant images. Okay. Correct any errors. Yep, it'll always give you this in case you made any errors here. Perfect. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna wing this because I actually don't have any listings that aren't drafts yet. But we're gonna play with this and we'll figure it out. So we have create listings over here on the left. We have manage listings on the right. Okay, so this is where you're going to be able to manage and view all of those here. But we are going to close out of that. We're going to create listing. And let's see, because I am not going to be using Online Cloud to get my images, I'm actually going to download the template here. So you'll see that it is, I'm using Firefox. I'm actually on a Mac. And so for me, I mean, I have access to Microsoft Excel, which is a CSV file, but you do not have to. If you have another software like Numbers or anything like that, that should suffice as well. That'll be fine. Okay, so I'm just going to open it, but I wonder if I can open it in Numbers, unless they want me to open it in Excel. Okay, well, we'll open it in Excel. All right, so here is the CSV file. Now, I know it looks confusing. It's because it appears that they've put all the instructions here so that you cannot make a mistake. That's great. You don't have to go searching for the instructions. Everything is right here. Guidelines. When creating new listings or editing, all columns in red are required. And baseline values. Interesting. You can download my inventory report to quickly populate many of the listing details for existing listings in your closet. So if you are going to bulk manage, I wonder if this means that we could bulk manage and like change prices. And if you were at PoshFest, you probably sat through all this and you probably know all these things that they said that it's going to be able to do. But this is all new to me. So again, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm like, show me more. What's going on? That's a weird reference because I'm not a big fan of candy. But anyway, okay, some will have drop-down menus. I'm more of a hands-on person, so I'm reading these instructions because we're here. But normally I would just dive right in. Okay. Listing, blah, 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 create listings, put the SKU in column A. Okay, so bulk upload instructions. Save a copy of this file to your computer to begin. You can use this template to create new listings or update details for existing listings. Once you have filled out the listing details tab, go to File, Save As, and name your completed file. And it does have to be an XL, XS, or CSV file right there. Return to Poshmark.com on your computer to upload your saved file and associated zip to your action listings. You'll receive an email notification once the template has completed processing. Okay, download your... Now, the questions that I have already, so I do have questions that I'm like, okay, so if I upload this, is it going to upload as a new listing? Is it going to save it as a draft? I'm hoping that it saves as a draft so you can go back because I don't want to... I don't know. I wanna see more of this. Okay, I just want to dive in. Okay, I need to play with this. I need to touch it. Legend. So here's our legend. It gives us more information. And then here are some examples. All right, I like this. This is giving us examples of what we are looking for. What are you selling? Okay, I really just want to touch this and see. So now we're going to do test 101. Are you selling? There, we'll just put that. Description. This is where you put the description. Wonderful. Department. Oh, cool. There is a drop-down list. So we have women, category, out. Oh, that interesting. Interesting. What in the world are these categories? Out days? Shinajim and Kipa. I don't know, and I'm totally butchering this language. Dirndls. We're going to say this is a dirndl because this is really interesting to me, that it doesn't have women's pants or jeans or any of that here, which we are used to. Okay, well, I'm going to put jeans because that's interesting. Subcategory, flare and wide light. Great. How many? 1. Okay, brand or designer. Excellent. Color. Oh, you can only have, color 1 and color 2. I am going to put these in here because I want to see how it looks. Blue and red. Required from nope. Okay, style tags. Style tag vintage. Flare. 70s. Cool. Ooh, so okay. You can do a shipping discount here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that blank. Availability. Oh, okay. Look at this. This is what I was looking for. So you can actually choose if you want to automatically list it, which I would say even just right now, don't automatically list it for sale. Like if you're doing 1,000 of these, I know they said you can do up to 1,000, but even if you're doing like 10, what if you do, I mean, I know we're going to get another screen that's going to, when we upload it, allow us to update mistakes, but I mean, I would rather save everything to a draft. So I'm actually going to say draft for this one. I do not use the drop soon feature. I do not use private listing. I'm not copying a listing. Okay, cool. So there's the first one. And then I'm just going to do another one because I want to make sure we have at least 2 for the bulk feature to make sense. All right, so I came back to Poshmark. I saved my template. And now I'm back at where we left off, which was under the bulk upload at the home, bulk upload, create listings. So now we're going to come down here to upload files and photos. So select template type. We're doing photos on your computer. And then it wants you to drag the files. Okay, so this is a little, so XLS, CSV, and zip. And you need to, oh, this is interesting. So I'm just going to add, okay, and I just have a couple of images that don't match what we added for this test, but I have 3 files here. I'm just going to drag those here. Okay, XLS and CSV types are accepted for templates and zip folders are accepted for photos. Oh, so you need to zip. Okay, so let's remove the image and remove the image. And then I'm going to let's compress those to a zip file. Okay, cool. One little tip here, because this is something that you probably will want to know. If you are on a Mac, if you highlight each of those images and then right click, you want to click compress, because when you compress images, it'll actually compress them into a zip file. So that is a really good tip if you're wondering how to get that. Okay, and then we're going to upload. Ready? Let's do it. Let's click upload and see what happens here. Upload successful. 2 files have successfully been uploaded. Let's view our upload status. Okay, so we have all this has happened. So now this is where we're like, okay, well, what do we do now? What's the next step? Is this going to show up in my, let's go to single listing creation. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if we have anything in our drafts. There is nothing. Oh, wait. Nope, there's nothing in our drafts. Okay, so I'm like clicking this, manage listings. So maybe it takes a while for it to get uploaded. That's what I'm assuming. fix any errors. I don't have any errors. That must be something. Okay, well, I am going to take a little break, and then we'll wait to see how long it takes for this to upload. Here, again, at the company I work for, it can take a while depending on the size of the files. This is a pretty small file size, so you would think that it would be quick, but there's probably a lot of us testing this out right now. So we'll come back once it's uploaded. All right, and I just got an email from Poshmark that said that my listings were ready. So let's dive back in. I submitted them at 1:10. I got the email at 1:20, so it took about 10 minutes for this file. I'm going to refresh it, and hopefully that will show us some more information on this page. Okay. So now we can see I submitted 2 files. One was successful. Here is an error. Let's view what the error report is. This is good. I'm glad there's an error. This way we can take a look at it. Okay, so the error, let's see. I don't see anything that says there's an error. What's invalid input category? Please update and try again. Input category. Okay, where's input category? See how it's a lowercase here? What I'm assuming I did, I probably started to type it in manually, and then when I chose the drop down, it didn't recognize it. I'm assuming that's probably what happened, because it looks like that's the only, so it doesn't tell you specifically, but I feel like that's what it is. The category was the issue. Okay, so I'll have to re-upload that. But at least we know that there's one successful, so this should work. So if I go back to my drafts, there she is. But again, there's no images. So this is going to be the interesting thing. So they have you upload your images, but I don't know where they're stored. Are they stored somewhere else so that you can access them? But in my mind, what I'm going to be doing anyway, what I feel like what would be the most useful is to upload all of these drafts without images anyway, and then you can come back in and make those final edits. And I think that would be helpful for Bill too, because Bill could just sit down on the computer, fill in all of this information, and then upload it, and then he can go back and take photos upstairs and add everything as necessary, and then tweak the listing. Yep, everything's here, size 28, Levi's colors, there's our style tags, there's the original price, there's the suggested price, additional details, and then the SKU, because it did require us to put that in. And then, yeah, you could mark it for sale and update. We're not going to do that because this is not a real listing. But that was actually pretty darn simple. So that's one thing you can do. Bulk upload. Love it. But I think next what would help a lot of us is to see the next option, which is the bulk update listings. So let's come back and take a look at that. Okay, and one thing I wanted to point out here before we get into the bulk edit feature was the photo requirements and how you actually attach the photos. I was reading back through this, which I'm not going to do it this way. This is a lot of extra work. I am just going to be uploading the drafts and then adding photos later. And I say I mean probably Bill. But anyway, that's the way that I would use it. This is super complicated, but it may work for your needs. You just need to follow these instructions down here, and you have to actually add the SKU for the item, and you also had to have the naming convention, which matches the image title that you save the image as, that is in the zip drive. So that is, again, that's a little bit more complicated, not something that you need to do. I'm not going to do that because that's way more time, but it might be something beneficial for you. But this does bring up a good point about the SKU, because something that as I started diving into looking at the bulk edit feature, SKUs are going to be very important. If you haven't been adding SKUs to your listings, you're going to have to do it. That is one of the caveats that I have just found. All right, so for the editing piece, first thing I did was actually download my inventory report because they said it would be helpful. I'm not finding it helpful, and let me show you why. In the inventory report, you have a lot of information here. Again, I'm transparent, so I'll show you everything that's here. So what they said is you could always copy a lot of this information. Couple things that doesn't work for. These items right here, these are all drop-down items in the CSV. So if you copy and paste them, that's what's going to throw that error because you didn't follow the drop-down instructions. So you can't copy those. So really the only thing that you could copy in here is the title and then the SKU. You'll notice I do not have any SKUs. You cannot make any edits if your items don't have SKUs. So I have to go back to each of my items that I want to edit anyway in bulk, and I have to add a SKU. So for me, this is pointless at this point. Now, back in our bulk edit test CSV that we're using, so I added a SKU, I just made one up, test 001 again, but in order for that to work, I have to go back and edit the listing and add that SKU so that it will connect. So you have to have the SKU updated in Poshmark before you upload this document. One other thing I wanted to point out, it does require the description, because if you were going to make a change to the description, this is where you could do it. So what I'm assuming with this is you could change the title, you could change the description, you could make any of these changes, and what it's going to do is it's going to map back to that SKU. So if they see a SKU number and you have a SKU number in your Poshmark closet, the new information you enter is going to override what's already there. Like if you want to change the price or offer free shipping or whatever it is. Don't offer free shipping. But anyway, so in this case, test 001. So we're actually going to test this. I'm going to add just something here. I'm going to add an asterisk so that we can see it, so that it's very visual, just so that we can see it working. With the description, I'm actually going to go and copy that from the listing so that I can add the SKU there. So I'm in the listing. I click to edit. I'm not going to change the description. So I'm going to copy the description to paste in the other document. But I am going to come down here to additional details under show details, and this is where I need to put the SKU, and it needs to match exactly, because if it doesn't, it will not work. So there's our SKU. Absolutely. You do have to update the listing. So I didn't make any other changes except that SKU number, but I am going to update it just so that it is there in the system. Okay, and then I just pasted the description. Again, I'm not making any changes to the description, so I pasted it here. I do need to make sure that all of this information matches. So original price, we'll just put 0. The listing price, it was at $25. The reason I'm using this item is it's super old. It's priced too high. It's going to probably be purged at the end of this year anyway. I'm getting rid of a ton of items because I'm downsizing in this closet. So I'll just lower the price to 20. Let's see if that works. I'm not going to offer shipping discount, availability. So for this one, I think I need to say for sale, because if it's going to override it, if I put not for sale, I think it'll think it's a new listing, or if I go to draft, it'll add it as a draft. So we're going to do that. Copy listing. Are you copying an existing listing? I mean, yes, technically we're not copying it, but we're editing it. Oh wait, here we go. Here's the thing. Are you updating an existing SKU? Yes. New SKU. Oh, you have to give it a new SKU? Are you updating an existing SKU? Required updating. Okay, let's go back to the instructions. Okay, this says you can edit the SKU, but I'm not going to edit the SKU because the SKU isn't changing, right? It's still required if updating. Oh, if you're updating the SKU, I think that's what that means. Okay, cool. We're just going to go with 1 because this was a lot of work and this is just a test. So I'm going to save this, and then let's go back to Poshmark and upload it. All right, back in Poshmark, we're going to go back to that bulk upload link. Excellent. Create listing. This is what it said to do. Upload files and photos. Doesn't really matter. Choose file. Okay, so there is our test, and we're going to click upload. Okay, so maybe I have to choose photos in online cloud. Oh, is it going to remove my images if I don't include? Oh, this is going to be a problem. Okay, I'm going to save these photos before I try this because it might remove all those photos. Okay, so I just saved all those pictures just because I have a feeling it's going to remove them. And then I did take a look at the process for, again, at the process for the naming conventions to upload photos. I'm a technical person. I work in tech. I understand all of this. I teach people how to use technology, and it's complicated. It's very complicated, and I don't have time to sit down and figure out the photo piece. So we're going to test this here, but I have a feeling it's going to remove all those photos that are there. So good thing I'm testing it and not you on a real listing. Okay, so we're just going to do this. We're going to have our document, and we're going to click Upload Listings. All right, once again, so it's 2:53 is when I submitted it, and it is 3:01, and I just got the notice that it was completed. But you can see there is an error. So nothing happened in the listing, but I am going to look at this error report together with you so we can see what's the error. Probably has to do with those photos. Okay, show me the error. Show me the error. Required field description, primary image is missing. So where do you add the image? Oh my, okay, so this is frustrating. This is so freaking frustrating. Okay, so somehow I'm gonna have to figure out this step with the pictures, which is hopefully good news for you, so that you don't go through the same frustration. Okay, so I'm trying something new. So I went back to my photos, I renamed all of them with the SKU number and the position of the photo, which is what all that description said, but it said upload the spreadsheet. It was just very confusing with the wording. I could also be thinking too much into it. So I renamed all of these. I still haven't tested it. This may not work, but I renamed all of them with their position, and then I compressed them into a zip file. Now we're gonna add the zip file. Okay, so now let's try it this time. All right, well, I'm gonna call it a day and get this video uploaded. I have now had six errors in a row. And as I mentioned before, for every upload you do, you have to wait. It's like 7 to 10 minutes before you can even get the error report. So I've been doing this for a few hours now, and I'm gonna rip my hair out. So overall impressions, which this video was supposed to be an overall impressions video, for bulk listings for like drafts, I think it's awesome. I had no problems with that. That was great. I think that could be useful. It can save time. I love that piece of it. But when it comes to bulk editing or anything to do with photos, I'm not the only person. I've had a few other people reach out to me throughout the day that told me that they were having issues with the photo piece of it. So we need, Poshmark, we need help. Give us some form of information, go into more detail. But again, if you got this to work, if you can get anything to do with the photos to work, or if you got the bulk editing piece to work, please let me know so that I can figure it out, because now it's a mission. I need to figure out why I can't make this work. Again, I'm very tech savvy. It's my day job. So it's also frustrating because usually Posh puts out these different features that are easy to use so that a wide variety of skill levels can use it. This is not for a wide variety of skill levels, I will tell you. Anyway, hopefully this video was helpful in some way, shape, or form. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for additional content coming down the road, as it does whenever something pops up. And that's going to be it for today. Now I need some wine. Until next time.